What up everyone, Clayton here, and today we're back with another Skyrim Skill guide. Today we're going to be going over smithing. In this video I'll be giving an overview of the skill, as well as important perks, and how to level the skill quickly. Smithing is pretty simple. It is crafting weapons and armor in the game of Skyrim. You can also improve this weapon and armor. To create the weapons and armor, you need different ingots as well as leather that you can find throughout the world. Each weapon and armor have different things that you need to be able to create it, and you can always get this stuff from blacksmiths throughout the world. For the perks for this skill, it's pretty simple as well. If you want to make heavy armor, you should go down the right side of the heavy armor tree. If you want to make light armor, you should go down the left side of the smithing tree. There are some exceptions, and I'll get to them in a bit. Another important perk you want to get is the Arcane Blacksmith perk. The Arcane Blacksmith perk allows you to be able to improve enchanted weapons and armor. Without it, you cannot improve enchanted weapons and armor, so you really want to have this perk so you can make all your gear as strong as it can be. For the other perks, if you want heavy armor, like I said, go up the right side of the tree, and left for light armor. But there is some exceptions, like I mentioned before. If you want to craft Nordic armor, which is through the Dragonborn DLC, you actually need the Advanced Armors perk. And if you want to craft a Chitin armor, you need the Elven Armor perk. So you just got to keep that in mind and look up if there's anything else that you want to create that's actually on a different side of the tree. And those perks are pretty straightforward as well. If you get the Ebony Smithing perk, this allows you to create ebony weapons and armor, as well as to improve them by ×2, which makes them even stronger if you just improve them without the perk. Leveling is where it kind of becomes difficult. If you want to train, you can always do that. Eorlund Greymane is actually the master trainer, but remember you can only do 5 trainings per level. To be able to unlock him as a trainer, you need to join the companions. All you need to do is join it and actually get introduced. You don't actually have to do anything else. You don't have to become a werewolf or anything like that. Just get introduced into the companions. I also recommend crafting and smithing inside Whiterun, because that is where Eorlund Greymane is, which is the trainer, as well as there is 3 different blacksmiths in there, counting Eorlund Greymane. So if you need materials, you can always go to the 3 different blacksmiths and collect materials from them. The other 2 smiths are Adriana at the forge at the front gates. Also inside her shop, the War Maiden, there's a second NPC that is also a blacksmith who has a separate inventory from the person outside, so you can buy from both of them, and you can get a lot of materials that way. But the main way to do leveling if you don't want to do trainers is going to Halted Steam Camp and getting the Transmute Ore spell. This spell allows your iron ore to be changed into silver ore, and then the silver ore into gold ore. This gold ore can then be turned into gold ingots to create gold rings, and this is the fastest way to level smithing at early levels. You can then take those gold rings and enchant it if you want to level smithing and enchanting at the same time. But just keep in mind, as you level blacksmithing and enchanting, you'll gain levels, which also gains levels of enemies throughout the world of Skyrim. So if you gain 100 levels in smithing, and you get up to level like 30, all enemies in the game will be around level 30, so you might be really weak, so you just keep that in mind before you start power leveling. But once you run out of gold ore and gold ingots, you can then switch to crafting dwarven bows, which is the next step in leveling the skill. Dwarven bows need to have dwarven ingots, leather, and an iron ingot. So just clear out inventories of blacksmith to pick those up. Also, you can take dwarven metals, which I'll leave a list here on the screen, that you can pick up throughout dwarven ruins, and you can turn those into ingots and make a lot of bows that way. So my recommendations would be finding a dwarven ruin, empty your inventory before you go in there, pick up all the dwarven metals you can, and then go to a smelter and smelt those all down in dwarven ingots, and then use them to create dwarven bows. And then you just kind of do that back and forth with the gold that you find and the iron, or that you find that you turn in the gold, and just keep making rings, keep making bows, and level yourself up. I really do recommend using training as well, because it takes a long time to level smithing if you want to do it legit. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the skill. If you guys have any comments, make sure to leave them down below. If we can get to 15 likes on this, I'd be really appreciated, and the next episode will be out on Tuesday if we can meet that goal. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like on it like I said, and subscribe for more. And this is Clayton, signing out.